Okay, my name is Dongozi. I'm the Secretary General of the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists. I am also the President of the Southern Africa Journalists Association, and I also sit on continental committees of the Federation of African Journalists, FAJ, with its headquarters in Dakar, Senegal. And I also sit on the Executive Committee of the International Federation of Journalists. Well, there are issues to do with, there was anticipation that following the global political agreement signed several months ago by the three main political parties, that there was going to be a lot of changes made to laws affecting the operations of the media. And unfortunately, as is the case with many reforms that were supposed to be implemented or done, there's been very little that has been done in terms of reforming the media. Yes, what has been done is there's a Zimbabwe Media Commission that was set up in line with the global political agreement, but it is not empowered in terms of resources, and is not able also to register other critical players in the media sector, such as the broadcasters. We don't have community radio in Zimbabwe or television. And so, really, in terms of changes being made, either to legislation or to reforms in the media sector, there's been little, if any, that has been done. When we touch on the lives of journalists in Zimbabwe, I think what is important is to realize that currently, as we speak, the attacks on journalists have increased. We have a colleague who, after writing a story about operations of the police force, was arrested and detained in police cells and is now in a prison. And that for us is very unsettling, because it is actually a culmination of many arrests and detentions of journalists, and over the past month. And that for us, in view of the fact that we'll soon be covering a referendum and general elections, that for us is a harbinger of bad news, because we believe that journalists will be at the forefront of covering these developments, whether it's the referendum or the elections, and that their safety and security will be severely and seriously compromised. And we would urge the authorities to seriously look at this and try and rein in their supporters. And of course, what is also unsettling is during the recently held constitution-making process, with people making contributions that journalists who write negatively about a leader of the country should be killed. Now that is very worrying, because it is very possible that when we hold a referendum, people may actually be deciding on whether the Constitution should carry a clause which says journalists should be killed when they write a story that is perceived to be portraying the leader of the country in a negative way. Yes, as the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists, we have been able to count on the support and solidarity of fellow unions in Zimbabwe, the solidarity of other organizations and trade unions in Southern Africa, and the support and solidarity from other unions in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, in the Americas. And of course, that is also cascaded from the International Federation of Journalists, which is based in Brussels. But on a more hands-on kind of approach, we have been receiving a lot of solidarity from the National Union of Journalists in the UK, in Ireland, in Scotland, and they've sort of come up with practical ways of trying to normalize our situation in the form of training, encouraging more female journalists to take up trade union development work, encouraging more female journalists to participate in the media sector, and also looking at capacitating the union, the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists, so that it is better able to represent and to defend